Hello. Nice to meet you, Mr. Marshall.
Oh, nice to meet you too. I've heard you had some questions lined up for me.
Yes, I do. How are you?
Great. I woke up late, but still managed to get here on time.
Good. I'm glad. About 4 years ago, in 1948, your plan, the Marshall Plan, was signed by President Truman, correct?
Yeah, that is in fact correct. It was a long process and lots of debates going along with it, but eventually it did in fact get signed by Truman and passed.
How did you come up with the idea, the Marshall Plan?
Well, it was quite simple actually. If you just look at the mistakes we had made in World War One and why World War Two started, you can see that the U.S. had pulled out of the war too early, and to sum it up, by not helping rebuild other nations' economy in like Western Europe and Eastern Europe, pretty much just all of Europe, because a main factor out of all those nations would be Germany, would be an easy one to look at because if you looked at the people during that time, their economy crashed, so the people were all desperate and searching for answers, and they found those answers in a leader they named Hitler, which we now know to be a horrible leader because he had a genocide of millions of people. Back then, they saw Hitler as almost a god because he had saved them and he was their savior. So once you look at this, you can see where those people would think if they found their savior, but this is because we did not help them rebuild their economy. And then communism was able to spread since there, so therefore starting World War II. So after this, we decided to make a plan to stop this and help the economy, and we named it the Marshall Plan after me because I was the main creator of it, and that's pretty much where it was born.
And did this plan work?
Yes, it worked way better than we expected because if you look at how the plan was made and what it was meant to do, it was only meant to rebuild their economies to where they were at before the war, not past anything, and they ended up rebuilding them better and bigger than they were, and also stopping the spread of communism while they were at it. And then the reason the economies are better than they were is because now they match the U.S.'s economy almost exactly, which is increasing overseas trade. And this is also established not under my same Marshall Plan, but if you look at Japan, we also helped the Japanese rebuild in the same way, just to make sure that another World War III didn't start. Because if a World War III started, then it would be just nuclear warfare and nuclear devastation to all.
Knowing all this, is there anything you would have changed about the Marshall Plan?
I would have included the Japanese people into it and all of Europe and helped our best to help the Western Europe as much as we could. So yeah, that's really it. I wouldn't really change anything else.
Nice. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for talking with me.
Nice to meet you too. Have a nice day.
You too. Take care.